Oh, the boogie. Who want the boogie? Who want the boogie? Sunday morning when you get down the bus stuff.
Good morning, everybody. My name is DJ Blake, and we're coming to you here live with Stuff Podcast on Sunday morning. How you doing, then, Jim?
Fantastic.
Coming in with a high energy, ready to entertain the people, ready to give you guys a hot, spicy show today.
We're going to get down on you.
Have you guys seen the Sesame Street cover of this?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's fantastic.
Are we going to have to look that up?
Jungle Boogie. Jungle Boogie.
Who's that, the Count?
It's some big tall bird, man.
Yeah, we can't use any of the names because they're copyrighted.
Is that a fact?
Tall bird?
No, it's not.
No, I don't know. I think we could probably use their names.
It's not the banana colored bird. It's a different bird.
I prefer calling them by tall bird and banana bird or whatever. Banana colored bird.
What do you call it? Like
Ert and Bernie?
Ert and Bernie.
Ert and Bernie. Trash can man.
Homeless dragon.
Yeah. I always mix up the Muppets with
same. I was gonna be like Mermit.
Yeah, Mermit the Frog.
Sometimes too, I get the McDonald's character, like the Hamburglar, in my head. Like that's neither of those. That's just damn good advertisement.
Purple Grimace. No, it still says his name.
Yeah, that's and it's the color that it is.
We're gonna be outside.
Yeah, sorry, I meant the cheeseburger.
Hold on, you can't own the word grimace though, because that's like a face.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could be like a purple friend.
Okay, we're clear. We live to see another day, everybody. Coming in with some funky jams.
Yeah. Okay. So
for the day here.
How's everybody's week? Did anything extraordinary happen?
I gotta tell you, I've been on vacation this week, and
what did you do?
Pretty much nothing.
Nice.
Pretty much nothing. I delivered some groceries. I played some golf.
Where'd you play golf at?
It's a good week at Hidden Meadows. Shout out to Hidden Meadows, our local golf course.
Did you beat me?
We had a good. It was a good round.
Dude, I had like one of the best rounds of my life, like the day before, and I just like this. It was mad funny. It was like a tale of two golfers type shit happened. Like I pull up in a Kia and I have these like entry level bullshit clubs that are like $100. This guy pulls up in a Porsche and has like the most expensive clubs that you can get. He's driving a cart. I'm walking and I offer him a cigar. He's like, "Yeah, you want to play? Everybody ditched me today." I was like, "Okay." And I just had the best game of my life on this guy. And he just probably thought I was like some wizard, you know what I mean? Like the best game of my life, by the way, is just playing bogey golf. So just like one over on each hole or something like that. I had a couple pars, but every time I had to jump the ball over this tree. And I was just like, I either go through the fuck up or go over like Tiger Woods. No, I'm not Tiger Woods. And I said that to the guy and I fucking do it. And it lands like 2 feet away from the thing. And the guy is just getting so like visibly like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was just like, yeah, I just started playing like last year. And this guy's like, yeah, I was on the team in high school. He's like 60 and having like knee replacements and shit. Oh, dude.
He must have thought you were hustling him.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't playing for anything.
You try and put it, you should have tried to.
Yeah, get some skin on the game.
I mean, I don't
believe in that Porsche.
That'd be awesome.
Play for the Kia.
Yeah.
Next time.
Pink slips. Dude, would you ever like what's the most you've ever lost gambling?
God, I don't know. I'm not a big gambler.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple $100.
Pussy.
Like that.
No.
I'm never in a position where I'm like, I can just lose $1,000.
Yeah. The poker table.
I guess the most, if my went through for the $1,300 top hat cat.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
I mean, that's well, it's gambling, but not gambling.
Kind of gambling.
I had there's this guy, one of my supervisors at work. We used to play like CeeLo on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible app. Don't
the
download.
phone. Oh, like
I was like, I would just
there was a CeeLo app, so like we would basically decide whose phone we were gonna use, and then we'd both like just like it would be like for IOUs, so there'd be like no money exchange. We had to stand there anyway, so it was just like one day he was like my phone. I was like sure, and I just took him for like $40-50 then. Like, because anytime he loses, he would just double up. So we would start out like at like $5, and then like it would just go all the way up to like 50, and then
Gets
like
out of hand fast.
got it so out of hand so fast. So then like one day he takes me for 100, and then like it was just this tit for tat thing, because like one day he'd be on, and then the next day I'd be on, like, you know. And then one day I get him for fucking $750, $800.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the next day he gets me for like 9. And then I'm like, I'm done, because I had already spent his money, so I had to go into my own money, because I was like, I won this money. Like I was just like spending it on like frivolous things, probably weed.
Went to the bar, bought everyone around.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
Yeah. McDonald's on me after the shift.
Happy Meals on Ed.
Yeah, dude, but it was like it definitely. Also, have you ever just played CeeLo, like real CeeLo, just sitting there just rolling dice like a degenerate?
Yeah, we used to
Like
play
once
it.
or twice.
We used to play at work.
Oh my god, it's the most like it will ruin friendship so quick. Like when we were still upstairs, I remember like people would come over and like I don't remember if it was. I don't remember who it was, but I remember like there'd just be like 8 random heads, and we'd be like, "Yo, you guys want to play dice?" And we just all just start rolling on a box in the freaking in the kitchen, and then like one person just cleans house every single time, and then everybody's like, "Fuck this!" Like, you know what I mean?
I wonder how much money I could get, like, just start playing CeeLo on lunch.
Yeah, there you go.
You make a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
It's all right.
There was also, dude. Sorry, there was
Okay.
when we were selling cars too. Like, I feel like I've told the story here, but my boss would just like be like, one of my bosses anyway would be like, "Yo, you want to roll some dice? Come over," and we just like roll in the trunk of a Miata.
Dude,
It was perfect because it had like that little like wall. It was perfect for. I feel like it was designed to roll dice in, actually.
I mean, if you own a Miata, you got to be rolling dice at least a few times a week.
I fucking hate Miatas.
Dude, okay, so the money I was gambling with, no, Miatas are actually fucking sick. I hated Miatas too until like there was one day where like I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go get you guys food and coffee and shit like that, and I just took like a hard top Miata.
Yeah, that's fine. That's different. But if you just, I don't know.
It's literally the least practical vehicle ever. But I
Great
had
for dice, though.
I had a bet with the same guy. The guy bet me $100. Like I was just like, yo, because I was like trying to sell Miata to a guy earlier, and then I was just like, yeah, I was trying to sell them on the trunk space. They were like, there's no trunk space in Miata. I was like, yo, you could fit a fucking body back there. Are you kidding me? And it really is like the smallest trunk ever. But I was like just talking a bunch of shit, and then I was just like, yo, I bet you $100 I could get in that Miata right now, and you can close the trunk.
I mean, that's one thing. Like, I mean, my car, if someone tried to sell me on the trunk space, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. But now after driving it, I got so much trunk space.
Bro, okay, so I get in the trunk of this Miata, right? I shake the man's hand. I'm like, I'll take that bet. I just, like, pack myself down as far as I can, and I'm like, all right, push the trunk, and then they do, and then they just walk away.
Yeah.
And I'm just in the trunk of this Miata, like one of them freaking, what do they call those flex people that used to, contortionist, right? That they used to put in the trunk, and then some dude would just. Which, by the way, contortionists are just people who came here in boxes, right? Like that's just it's just somebody who was shipped here. They were like those are the ones that made it out of whatever shithole like Russian countries that they were coming from. Those are the mail order brides, dude. The contortionists that just like there used to be an act. You could just go on stage and just get in a box, and they'd be like, "Oh wow, it's crazy."
That's impressive.
And then they'd pay her money.
I think there's a lot of dislocating your shoulders and things.
Yeah,
involved.
joints. You ever see somebody try and break out of a straitjacket?
No, thank God.
Yeah, I think the way you gotta
pop your shoulder out.
Yeah, pop your shoulder out and then put it back in there.
And the only people who knew that were crazy people.
Yeah, I mean that's a good skill to have if you're ever going to be put in a straitjacket at some point.
Yeah, eventually.
I wonder who.
Gotta be prepared.
Imagine growing up. Like, don't get me wrong. I would like getting in bins and like riding them down staircases and shit like that. But if you're like like who just decided like I want to be the person who can fit in the smallest boxes? Like, that's a passion for somebody. Somebody's like every day like just like cranking shit around and just jamming themselves in tiny little spots.
Mhm.
Just
Well,
like-
a lot of times it's like you said, it's like for show,
Yeah, it's a way to make money. Like
Yeah.
those people that paint themselves silver and act like robots on the street.
Yeah, way to make money. Those people are so rich they paint themselves in silver.
It's the craziest thing. Like when I was over in Europe there, and I seen these people, I had no idea that it was like a scam to get money. I just thought that like, oh, isn't that cool? This guy likes just coming out here and sitting there. I didn't know that they were just beggars. So I went and I would go up and I would take photos with all these guys and then leave, which is like bad etiquette, I guess. Because the whole thing is that they're like a little tourist trap. You just like plug a euro in there, something like that. They would get pissed, man. They were really not fond of it. There's this one. Did you ever see the ones the levitators or whatever?
No.
All right, so I don't know. It's some kind of fucking smoke and mirrors trick, but there would be this like it's like think of like it's like a snake charming station. Like they have like all these little tricks, right? And like this one guy is just like using his arm and like holding himself up on just the stick, and he's sitting crisscross applesauce in midair, and then like
That's cool.
you can like go put your hand underneath him and all that shit, and he lets you do all that. He gets mad when
He
you don't
farts
tip
on your
him.
hand.
I think it's like something where it's like the stick that he's using is actually like there's metal in it, and it's got platforms on either side,
Mhm.
and he's just like kind of like got his arm like locked in somehow. I have no
Mhm.
clue, but
Well, have you ever seen the people that are like super strong and they can just like hold themselves sideways on a bar like that?
yeah, not for like ever though, right?
Well, yeah.
And this guy can
That'd
sit
be
there
impressive.
forever.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, like
I wonder how it's done. It's so fascinating.
there's probably a thing on the internet for it.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, I hate all the fucking like okay, we got a lot of like hustles and tricks like here, like if you go to New York. But if you go, I don't know why, it's so much different, like the scams that they run for tourists over there. Like they would have this one where it's like, oh, here, sign this petition, and it's like a pledge to just give money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't tell you that, and it's in a foreign language. So
That's
like
hilarious.
Eric and I thought we were signing a petition, and it's really just like a pledge for donations. They like held their hand out. They're like, oh, 10 euro, and then we're like, oh, no. And just left.
Oh, you're mistaken.
Oh,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
they've been
Filthy
at
guy,
it
Jim.
for so much longer. America's only been around 250 years.
Yeah.
I did see a homeless guy the other day. He was just standing there, and it was just like, I forget what it said. It was like sober, hungry, something. He was just chilling, reading a book. Like he wasn't even like he was not bothering cars. He was just standing there reading a book, and I was like,
Mhm.
this guy I'd give money to.
Yeah. You ever seen the guys in New York City who do the CD trick?
Yeah.
No.
Where they're like, "Hey, my mixtape.
And then they
What's
try
your
to-
name?" And then they'll sign like Ed on it, and then give it to you, and you'd be like, "Okay, cool." And then they'll be like, "That's $8. What are you doing?" And then,
Yeah.
"Well, I just signed that. I can't give that to anyone else."
You
And then
can.
they'll try and
He signed you. Wait, did he
They-
get
they-
put
they write your name.
Oh, that's so stupid.
yeah. So that happened to me when I was like 10 once or something like that. I
Did
was
you give
with
him
my dad.
$8?
I was just like, "Oh, no," and then just like handed it back to him.
Like I'm 10. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eric got with the 3-card Monty over there. You know what the 3-card Monty is?
That's the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
where they shuffle them.
Yeah, it's just like so. Like,
I mean, that's just fun to do, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know you're getting got when you play the 3-card Monty. It's just fun
All
to
right.
play 3-card
Yeah.
Monty.
So they have like fucking. It's like amateur theater, dude. All right. So what they do is they have like 2 or 3 of them. It'll be like a couple walks up and like plays 3-card Monty with a dude, wins money, and they'll run this 100 times a day, maybe 1,000 times a day, where they'll just go, oh wow, and then walk away with 100 euro. You see it, and
Mhm.
Eric and I saw that, and I was just like, no fucking way. And then like, Eric was like, yo, we're eating good tonight, and then we both watched it. We both had the same card, like as the one that we thought, and then fucking flips, and no. Then Eric's just like, fucking oldest trick in the book, like kicking
Did
his
you,
feet.
did you see that couple come back?
No,
I mean,
we were
yeah,
too pissed. We had to go away.
It's probably his
We were
guy,
like yelling.
right?
We were yelling at the guy, like you know what I mean. We were
Mhm.
pissed. We were like, dude. And don't know what you did, but it was definitely that one.
Yeah, I mean, they probably palm the card off.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure.
then, you know.
Like I
It's
said, you know
genius
you're
scam.
getting got when you play 3-card Monty. The guy's
Yeah,
not sitting there.
exactly.
To
At least
lose money.
CeeLo, like, you know, there's chance. There's no chance there. That guy's worked that routine for probably decades. He probably learned from his father and his father before him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a family tradition.
That's where it came from. His grandfather was named Monty.
Is this some sort of remix, or is this just the song goes into this techno beat?
I don't know. It just says full X-Files theme song.
Wow, so it does just go into this techno beat. Okay.
Yeah, if
That's
you ever
wild.
watch the extended version where they go to a rave in the theme.
All the aliens are
Yeah.
going nuts.
Mulder and Scully are with their shirts off with
What?
those like
They're just,
pacifier things that glow in the dark.
they're just both really high the entire series.
Yeah. Both blowing ecstasy whistles.
Those are things?
Is that what they call those?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. That's what I've heard.
They got their humdingers.
I don't know
I
personally.
got the old razzle dazzle.
Yeah. Razzle dazzles and humdingers.
I used to have a teacher that only used to say this. He used to just be like, it's old razzle dazzle humdinger when it was the hardest question on the math homework.
Would it like have that printed out next to it?
Yeah, I would say this is the razzle dazzle.
No,
Like
we'd
glitter.
be going over it the next day. So we'd do homework and then he'd basically correct in front of us, like, you know, not correct it, but do it correctly, like for us on the overhead. He'd be like, this one here, this one's the old razzle dazzle humdinger. And then like dude, it was so funny. He was actually like, he was like not World War II. He was a Vietnam vet and was just like this crazy dude with like one of his eyes was crooked, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I remember that like it used to be a lot of fun to just like kind of razz him a little bit, you know? Like one day I was just relacing my shoe on top of my desk and he absolutely lost his shit. He's just like, what the fuck? He just like, threw my shoe against the wall and then dragged my desk like with me in it to the front of the room.
Wow.
And
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Jeez.
hey, it worked, man. He had a captive audience that day.
Yeah.
But I still laughed the entire time he was doing it too. So
Mhm.
because I didn't want it, like, you know, my peers to think less of me if they saw a little bit of weakness from me.
That's
me
true.
Shaking
You got to
Right.
show your
Yeah.
lion side.
my lion side.
Can't back down.
No, he won. He won that round. What was the crazy? Did you ever get into like a fight with your teacher?
I used to get in trouble all the time for things that I didn't do, just because I was always trying to make my friends laugh, and sometimes they would just start laughing for no reason, and then they'd be like, "DJ, out in the hallway." Like, what? What'd I do?
You
That's
got
profiling.
You got in big trouble for leading the Christian students to gamble. You were
yeah.
you were tempting them
That
with
was a big
Satan.
scandal.
The past there's what? Hold on. That was in Mexico, right?
No, weren't you? You were.
No, that was in it
Weren't
was
you-
at some camp retreat at Campbell up near Thatcher Park
Uh,
of
poker.
of poker, and we were told we soiled our family name,
Oh yes. I
and
remember this.
It's a little much.
yeah, well the principal didn't know how gambling worked. Told her we weren't gambling, and she said, "You don't gamble at the casino either until you turn your chips in."
Well, no, you are.
Well,
It's like,
okay.
well, that's different.
No. I get what she's saying because we had the same argument when we got caught gambling at UPS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're like, what? No money was exchanged. And they were just like, you guys didn't hang out ever, and now you just stand next to each other. We're gonna, like, you know, he would just supervise the truck that I was doing, and we'd just play. But like, it was really funny because my boss was like, yeah, you know, we had heard that you might be gambling here. I was like, no.
Yeah, I had one of my teachers, we were playing Hangman one day, and one of my good friends it was right before Christmas break, and he made the Hangman Satan is Santa's little helper. So a lot of people didn't like that in the class just because they were trying to guess what it was and they couldn't guess what it was. So he eventually was just like, yeah, Satan is Santa's little helper. And everyone was like, boo, get off the stage, you idiot. And then one of my friends threw a pen, and the teacher did not like that none too much. So he grabbed the kid by the collar, lifted him out of the chair, and like
How old?
like threw him out in the hallway. Basically, he was probably like 50s, maybe like 60s.
No,
Big guy.
the kid.
Yeah, seniors in high school.
Oh, dude, he's a strong motherfucker. You could lift him up.
Yeah, he's a big guy for sure. So he throws him out in the hallway and goes, "He's getting expelled. I don't care if it's Christmas." And then goes and sits down.
Did he get expelled?
So the teacher cooled down like a minute later. He was just like, "Yeah, I got hot, but you know, it's
Andre
okay."
the Giant fucking lifted this kid out of his
So he decided to fuck with him. So it was the day before Christmas break, and like the kid comes back in. He's just like, "I figured out your punishment. You're not coming back to school for 2 weeks." And then the kid didn't get it and was just like, no, you're kidding me. No. And then he's just like, yep, 2 weeks. He can't set foot in the school. And it took him like a while to figure out that it was Christmas break and he wasn't coming back to school anyway.
Got him. Kids think they're so smart these days.
You're not coming back to school for the rest of the year.
Because you graduated.
No, because
It's
Christmas
next year.
2 weeks.
See you next year, loser.
But yeah, that's probably my craziest story I had about teachers losing it in school.
But what about you, Jim? Any teachers lose it on you?
I'm sure. Just none that stick out.
Yeah. I mean, it must be a hard job to be a teacher, you know?
Oh yeah, fuck
One
yeah.
of the hardest.
Yeah, corral all the kids.
Dude, it's like being a prison warden, or like at least the CO, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's always a us and them thing.
Once kids get to a certain age, it's just ingrained in your DNA to just be a shithead,
Yeah.
to
Oh, it's
try
so
and
much fun.
cause as much trouble as possible.
Dude,
Yeah.
the poor teachers that I had.
You ever have a college teacher? Like, I've seen like, there was a girl that I was in class with, and she would like repeatedly kind of like do really subpar work, and we would have to like critique it in front of the whole class a bit. There was one day where it was the final project, and like she just did this garbage and put it up on the wall,
Mhm.
and the teacher was just like, "Class, I'm going to take this one," and we were all like, "Oh shit!" And like, my girl Tara just ripped this fucking girl apart and was like, "This is like absolute shit." And for you to like put this on the wall and like in front of all these other kids that have all like, they've all like done the time and done the hard work, and to see this now, like, this is absolutely pathetic. I can't believe, and like, I was like, wow, she's like trying to make this girl cry. But I mean, girl got what she deserved. Girl's kind of shitty.
What came of that? That was the girl's response.
The girl was very quiet, and she was one of the last. I mean, it was the last day of class, and it was like towards the end of class, and I think she was just quiet and didn't. She probably left the field, and
Okay, I quit.
yeah, I never saw that girl in any classes again.
I had a college professor once. He was a public speaking teacher, and the dude was unhinged. Like, he would show up and he'd be like, he was a pretty cool dude. He would tell all these stories, and he was like, he would show up with paint all over his clothes all the time. Like, he wouldn't wear like shirt, and like he would wear like a sweatshirt with like camo shorts with paint all over him, and his hair would be all screwed up, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I don't really care. You know, I'm not a professional guy. You guys, you know, we do our own thing in this classroom here. We goof around. You know, if you just show up, I'll give you a B, whatever. But if
This
you do
is my
really
kind of
well, we'll
teacher.
give you an A. It's just the one rule is you can't lean against the desk when you're giving a speech because it's public speaking. You're supposed to be up in the front of the room there, you know, standing up." So it's the second class, and we were all giving speeches. And it's the end of the class, and he's like, all right, you guys did pretty well. Some of you did a little better than others. You know, some of you guys are going to have to work on it. And he's leaning up against the desk. And a smart aleck kid goes, hey, you're leaning against the desk. And he's like, what? And he's just like, you're leaning up against the desk. You said the number one rule is you can't lean against the desk. And then he just looks at him and goes, if you think you can teach this class better, then you do it! And then throws his chalk against the board and walks out. And everyone was like, was he being serious? And there's like an older guy who was like 45 who was taking the class. Who was just like, I mean, I think he was kidding, but if he wasn't, that was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my life. And then it was like towards the end of class. So we were all like, he didn't come back for 5 minutes. And we were like, do we just leave? Like, what do we do?
Did he come back?
He came back 5 minutes later. Was like, oh, I forgot my coat. You know, I lost it for a second. That'll happen sometimes. And
I like this guy.
you know, I got a temper. I can't say I don't have
The public speaking guy. Lost it.
Like,
Third day class.
I'm a goddamn people's person.
yeah. But it was pretty unbelievable. It was
See, I would come in and just be like, had you there for a minute.
Yeah.
Just like prove that I didn't just have like the fucking Oscar quality acting.
It's way better.
Yeah.
I like that because, forgot my coat.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are still here. Shit.
and he owned up to it. He was just like, yeah, you know, I lost it.
Did he seem surprised to come back in and see you all sitting there?
No, he was.
He left again. Like, y'all got 5 minutes before you can leave.
It seemed like he was that kind of thing. It had happened before, and he wasn't embarrassed at all to walk back in. He was just like, "Hey guys,
He's trying to
I'm back.
Freedom Writers this thing.
He got all the way to his car. Like, oh, I forgot my coat.
Ah, forgot my jacket. What a
I forgot my paint stained jacket.
But yeah, I mean that wasn't an exaggeration at all. He went to a straight 10, just screaming at the top of his lungs.
Dude, I had. Did I ever tell you about the semester that I went to the wrong class for like fucking like basically like 5 weeks or something like that?
No.
All right, so I had this I had to fill it was like a prereq slot in my business administration thing. So there was like a history class and there was like abnormal psych class, and they were actually right next to each other, and I was between the two of them. So the schedule that I had printed, I was in the history class. God damn
Sorry.
it.
DJ, silence cell phones.
I don't know how to silence this phone.
There's a little
There's
there's a little knob at the top.
silent mode tab.
Boomer.
I
It's okay.
apologize. All right,
No.
silence.
No, so I went to this class and I was having it was like this history thing, and there was this kid that was just at least very obviously to me on the spectrum, and he would always and he was so patient with this kid just screaming shit out, and then one day he screamed something out while the teacher's in the middle of the thing. He's like, God damn it, you just don't interrupt me every single time that I talk, and just lost it on this like kid that very obviously like
Had Asperger's.
Yeah. And then like there was just this holy shit, and we were just like all looking around the room because like the whole time we thought that this teacher was being so kind because he knew this kid had a thing. And then really he was just a patient man who had no idea at all that this was like
Sometimes you just got to lay down the law on a kid with Asperger's.
Dude, okay. And then like it was like the class after that I figured out because like I keep checking my grades and like I'm getting no grades, and the guy's telling me that he put the grades up. But like also like I wasn't on this guy's roster, so what happened was he just slacked and never checked it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So he would just like we would sign in attendance, and then like basically he just goes through and puts it in at like the end of the fucking
It's like 4 weeks in. Like, man, this ed kid really loves coming to this class.
dude. So then I fucking find out you going to take a poop or something?
No. I got someone keeps calling.
Emergency.
So
yeah.
something about the kid's got to poop.
Yeah, so I go over to this abnormal
DJ's
psych-
got to poop.
I gotta go to this abnormal psych class, right? And I go over there and I'm like, hey, this is really embarrassing, but it was between this and the class next door on my schedule, and I guess I printed the wrong schedule, and I've just been going to that class instead of this class. And I was just like, listen, I don't expect to get an A. All right, I know I missed 4 weeks, but maybe if you can just give me every graded assignment, like right at the top, I can like try and fucking catch up, you know? And she's like, yeah, absolutely, you can do that. I'm so sorry. This is like, and I was like, I talked to my guidance counselor, and I was like, I can't. Like I can either drop this or try and get it like a fucking I can't have a W on my shit. And she was like, all right. So I go in this abnormal psych class and I do it. And I actually get a B in the class. I crush it, dude. Catch up and all this shit. But it was just like still the most embarrassing thing. So like I had to explain to the class too, like, hey, I've been going to the wrong class. And they're like, another abnormal psych class? And I'm like, no, it's actually a history class right next door. So I keep seeing the kids from both classes, like in the hallway before and after. So embarrassing.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But also, it was right after that kid got yelled at. So maybe they thought I was like a conscientious like objector to the teacher's fucking disapproval.
That's the way you should have played it.
All right.
I always felt really guilty. There was one class, it was I think it was anthropology, and there was the guy gave us like different kind of final projects that we would do. The one's like you could just like volunteer somewhere and then just like write down what your experience with it was. And so I'd already done this, like a very similar thing in the last year. I was like, I volunteered the Saratoga, it's like Saratoga War like memorial museum or something. And when I did it for them, I didn't actually have to go there. I was just transcribed. They sent me a YouTube video and were like, can you just transcribe the YouTube video? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I just, was making the subtitles for it. And so the next year I was like, I'm just going to do that again. And I just never did that. And the teacher just never checked and was like, he kept like pointing me out and he'd be like, Jim's volunteering up at the Saratoga Museum. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm in fact not doing that. I mean, like he kept like every time he'd talk about the final project, like the last 3 weeks, he would like constantly like point me out. And then at one point he gave me this little like certificate. Like I was the only one that got it because I did this thing. I was like, I feel so guilty.
Well, you had something to show for it too. You could just be like, I transcribed this video. I didn't actually. Like,
but that was like the last year's final project.
Yeah, whatever.
I was just like, I'll just opt to do that again, and then I just never did it.
Dude, okay, so I did something exactly this. What I would do is I would have like 4 or 5 projects that I had just done already on deck, and then I would just change a couple words, and like adjust like maybe like the point. Like I remember I did a film lit class in high school, and I did a project on like there's the whole like find a book that was made into a movie, and then do the pros and cons and like differences and all that shit. And I did a Clockwork Orange in fucking like high school film or lit film class, and then I did it. I tried to do it again in the college one, and the teacher was like, "Yeah, this is actually one of the ones that I banned from the thing." Already, I told her, and then she was just like, "Well, it's one on the." And I was like, "We didn't talk about it. She's like it's like been done. It's books and shit like that." And I was just like, "They've all been done." Like, and I started getting like super mad. And then I was just like, fuck, I guess I got to actually do this. Like I used to just try and just reuse the same shit. Because all the business classes, like every single business class, the final project is like, okay, make like a business plan or like some aspect of a business plan, a marketing plan, all this shit. So you could adjust like 2 paragraphs and have like a whole project done. And it would look really well put together and like themed and shit like that. And then they came out with that shit that like they throw your paper into a thing against all your other papers.
Yeah.
And like every other student's papers, dude, like crazy. Hate that shit.
Yeah. I used to do that a lot with, it was kind of easier, and also it was already like all your own shit. But like going from year to year with like art projects, because like you just have like all these different Photoshop documents or all these things, and be like, okay, I have to start with this project, and be like, all right, well, I already have like all of these like things I can just like use to jump off on, and just be like, all right, I'll just bring this to the table. Or I know that between English Comp 1 and 2, there was something that I just straight like reused because it was easy enough.
When you're in a pinch too, if you turn over like a really obviously like that you spend a lot of time on something like paper or like project, Like the teacher just in good conscience can't give you less than a C. You know what I mean? I feel like they're all just like they spent time. It's like a thing like how much time did they put into this is what they're gauging.
Yeah.
Then sometimes there's just like crazy exceptional shit. I don't know.
You know, actually, now we're just because one thing that I used to get on, like I used to rip into students for when we would do critiques was PowerPoints. I love shitting on kids' PowerPoints. Kids make the worst fucking PowerPoints, and then I would just have no problem being like, yeah, you just showed me like 5 pictures of the same dude. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, once you show me one picture of the dude, just move on. Show pictures of his book or fucking anything else. I don't need to see 5 pictures of this bald man.
Yeah, I agree. I would do the same thing because like you'd always have those students that would on like if you had to make a PowerPoint, they'd just write a 20-page essay and then just
put it
put that on the PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's the
and
other
you'd
thing
be like,
too.
that's not a dumb. So what I would always do is whenever we'd have like a presentation like that, I would spend like 5 minutes making a PowerPoint and just put like 3 words on each one.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
And then be like, I would get up there and just be like, all right, yeah, so I did this on purpose because I want you guys to be listening to me, not reading the PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's
Then the other kids would be like, that rat.
That's the other critique that I would make is that like I would just be like, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to anything you said because I'm just reading all the words that you put up. So really, I'm like, there's just no point of you going up there and reading a list. We're all going to do that.
Exactly.
You're supposed to put down one word so that you can remind yourself, be like, this is the shit I need to talk about.
Yeah.
I love shitting on kids' PowerPoints. Bring me back, man.
We did have a great class in culinary school that was like, I forget exactly what the name of the class was, but it was like a classroom, like delving into like kind of the history that you were supposed to at the end of the class, like think of a restaurant you wanted to open and actually like do a business plan for it.
Exactly the same as every fucking.
Exactly. So like 95% of the kids or like all the kids came up with like restaurants that they wanted to open, except for this one kid that was just like, I'm going to open 200 franchise restaurants and have them each be their own individual theme to them instead of, just the same chain. And the teacher was just like, do you know how hard it is to run one restaurant? And you're going to open 200 restaurants, each with different themes, so you can't keep things consistent. And you could tell he didn't give a fuck. He was just like, well, I mean, yeah, this isn't a real, like, I'm not actually going to open this restaurant. I just want to come up with a crazy, like, idea. Like, I kind of admire that kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to copy exactly Taco Bell. Make it with fresh ingredients.
Hey, there you go.
What is the take? I keep fucking up the name.
Deborah.
What's the last name? I keep wanting to say
Logan.
this. Okay.
So we watched the taking of Deborah Logan. For all of our longtime listeners, we're giving a throwback to our old school roots. We started off as a movie,
2014 film.
Movie podcast that we reviewed movies in.
Starring Jill Larson.
Yeah, we watched this sexy film last night, and I gotta tell you, I do not recommend it.
It was
pretty
terrible.
bad.
Never watch it. Never talk to us about it now.
You know, I was wondering. I was talking about it with Sarah earlier. Harris. So Harris is a character in the movie. He's the neighbor. Nothing really comes out of that guy. You know, there's like
he covered up the murder.
He covered up the. Oh, he helps cover up, but then he just like gets. You know, he just gets clocked with a TV.
Spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna spoil this movie for you.
We're gonna spoil this movie. We're gonna
watch
save you the trouble
before you, or if you've already seen it,
don't watch the movie. Save yourself 2 hours. Listen to this. For
watch
10 minutes.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, basically,
watch Hereditary.
They didn't really do anything new. They just tried to mash like 4 movies together.
It was like Blair and Paranormal.
Yeah, Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity, Indiana Jones with the snakes.
That's snakes.
The snakes, dude. The snakes were driving me nuts. They were just crawling like there's a tunnel full of snakes crawling through them, not getting bit. Like those snakes would be biting you. They're evil possessed snakes.
Mm-hmm.
some guy named Snakes got blown away.
My favorite thing with when I was like ranting to the movie about Sarah, she was like, "What's with all the snakes?" And I was like, "The fucking serial killer likes snakes. I don't know."
Yeah.
He did like a ritual where he would like eat kids or something.
Yeah, so to a general overview, there's this old lady that a documentary team comes in because she has Alzheimer's, and they want to like make it about Alzheimer's and how everything progresses. And then
the family kind of accepts to have the documentary team there because apparently these college students are loaded with money and are going to help them save their house.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We need to save the house, so we're gonna accept the movie. And then they find out this lady's playing organ naked in the middle of the night and doing all this other creepy levitating shit, and then find out that there's some sort of pedophile doctor that was murdering kids that they sacrificed in the backyard.
I hate the shit of like just like playing London Bridge is falling down on the piano. Or,
Mad slow is scary now.
And it's just like
anything played slow on the piano is scary.
But it's just
It's
like
the most cliche thing ever.
It's like I go back to Jerry of like kids aren't scary. Like it's just kids.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the most ridiculous song that you could make slow and try and make creepy, but you definitely couldn't?
Air Force Ones by Nelly.
Air Force Ones. I be rocking in my Air Force.
This one totally could be made. But if there was a creepy movie to play that Elton John Your Song and just have it be really like on point.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one actually. Fat by Weird Al.
Okay, we got it. Hold on. Are we live?
Hold on.
I could see this being in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Zombie movie. All right, the year is 2025.
Robots have taken over.
Robots are shooting lasers at everyone.
And wearing great sneakers.
One man named John Connor. I'm just kidding, that's Terminator. This is pretty awesome.
I could see this in a horror movie. Like some Jordan Peele shit.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. This is just what we should just like just slow shit down and then just bastardize it.
Yeah, no, this is how we pitch movies. We got to come up with a pitch and then just like play these and then be like, in 2025, robots are shooting lasers at all the White House.
Do you get those kind of like the kind of movie that we just watched yesterday? I feel like when I saw like Paranormal Activity, and kind of like I mean, it was like good, but now like watching, you know, everyone kind of like copy that trope and like I don't know, man. Those like and like the haunt like Conjuring 1, that was good. That was a good like haunting movie. I can't say much. I don't think I watched the other ones, but like some of those were good and you know, they're definitely out there, but sometimes I feel like they're really fucking like that was one of those when you were like, I wonder how this movie's gonna end, and you're like, I know it's just gonna end some garbage ass way, like they all do.
You see, I don't mind. Like I always like the unique ideas that, and the first time that they happen, and I don't mind people like kind of copying, making remakes of them, as long as they have their own unique take on it.
That's kind of why I felt like. I don't know how if you guys liked Hereditary or not, but that's why I really liked that movie because like the end of that movie and you're just like, oh, nothing is happy and this is just all fucked. Like,
yeah. Did you guys see the Child's Play remake?
No, is it good?
It wasn't as good as the original Child's Play movies.
I don't know if I've ever watched Chucky at my grandma's house when I was like a child.
Great movies. They're worth watching again. And the remake is a really unique new idea, basically, because the old one is the concept of like
voodoo.
A voodoo doctor casts the soul of some murderer into a doll. This one is just a like a doll with artificial intelligence that they take like the safety chip out of, so he can do whatever he wants and like murder whoever
Small
he wants,
soldiers.
basically.
Yeah, small
Small
soldiers.
soldiers. Right. Great movie.
I am Archer, leader of the Gorgonites.
Emissary.
Thank you.
That movie was a staple of my childhood.
Who were some of the? Was Bryan Cranston in that movie? Was he the dad?
I
There was a
don't
couple of
remember.
random famous people in that, right?
The dad he's a guy that's in every single movie is the dad, but I don't know what his name is. Tommy Lee Jones was the main soldier guy,
Okay,
like the voice of the soldier.
he's
guy.
the evil soldier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is Emissary of the Gorgonites? Is he someone cool?
It's a good question.
Is that B. Willie? It's not B. Willie.
Who's B. Willie?
Bruce
Brian
Willis.
Wilson? Oh, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
I was gonna say Bruce Willis is my shit. Let's look it up here. Let's see. We have small. Anyway, watch Small Soldiers. That's our review of the Taking of Deborah Logan. Is watch Small Soldiers.
You know what I did watch a few weeks ago? I was on back to back. I watched it twice. Well, I didn't watch it the second time, but fucking Fifth Element. Whew, that movie's good. man.
Oh, that is a good.
I watched
Chris
what's it
Tucker
called?
got an Oscar for that movie.
Did he?
No.
I was gonna say you should. I watched Return of the Jedi, and then the next day I watched Fifth Element.
Ooh, both good movies.
Yeah, very good. I gotta say, if I was gonna choose one space cowboy, it'd probably be Bruce Willis over Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford just,
Interesting.
I don't know.
Harrison Ford doesn't do it for you.
What's the other guy? The Spaceballs lead character called?
Rick Moranis,
No. The leader of
Lone Star.
the Lone Star.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
Who's the guy?
Oh, yeah,
playing
he's
Han
great.
Solo?
I don't remember.
That's a good
Is
space
that
cowboy.
Bill Pullman? I think.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, Kirsten Dunst was in Small Soldiers.
Yes, she's a child.
Yeah.
She is but a child.
David Cross, Jay Moore.
David Cross.
David
is in
Cross is like, we gotta deprogram these things. He's like the nerd.
that? Yeah.
Yep. Let's see here. I'm trying to.
That's like Newman being in fucking what's it called? Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones was Hazard. What a great name for a doll.
Yeah, that was actually a good movie.
It really was. Ernest Borgnine.
Okay, if you had to pitch to a writer right now of a movie, what would it be?
Okay, horror movie.
Air Force Ones by Nelly.
Okay, they are shoes that everybody needs to get, but they end up like brainwashing people and making them murder, making them like everybody riot in the streets, basically.
Christine, but for sneakers.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I feel like there's another.
Sounds like Yeezys.
I feel like that was there's another movie that had like that. Oh, the Halloween 3. You guys ever see that one?
No.
Is that where you wear the mask?
Yeah, it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. It's like the whole concept is there's this commercial that they're just like, we're gonna be selling our masks every midnight, has to put them on. And then when you do it, like either kills you or drives you crazy or something like that, turns you into a killing machine.
I think my pitch for a horror movie would be a serial killer that he breaks into houses and kills people while they're in the shower. Because there's nothing more terrified than being naked in your shower and
Yeah,
thinking
that's
someone's
true.
in your house.
No.
The shower murderer. And then the tagline would be "Don't drop the soap."
Nice.
Well, that implies
Yeah, you're gonna get
other things.
Yeah.
But well, that's his thing though. Is he
rapes.
He doesn't rape.
Well, that's
He would never rape. That's the catch.
So why?
Well, that's less
why
scary.
is he saying?
So then the tagline now would be "Drop the soap," because he doesn't rape.
Yeah. He'll run at the sight of a full moon. Drop the soap.
Oh, gross! His butt is out.
Oh, that'd be a great idea for a horror movie. It's like there's a werewolf that he can only turn into a werewolf when he sees a full butt. And then right in the beginning, he gets mooned by a kid on a bus, and then he's like, "Ooh,"
I
and
like
chases
it.
after.
And then he throws the bus off a cliff or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Or
he's
he's like in a movie and he never knows if it's gonna pop up on the screen.
he's like trying to, yeah, like he's at the club.
Sounds like a freaking. Sounds like a creep, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's denying that.
What's it called? All right. If I had to have one, I don't know what is more scary than a murderous dude with a bow and arrow. Not like
I thought you were gonna say a boner.
No.
A murderous dude with a boner. Nothing more terrifying.
just some guy doing archery with a heart on.
He's shooting cocks from his bow.
just releasing it, just fucking shooting people right. Like anytime somebody moves, just hitting them right in the fucking tuchus.
Oh, that'd be good. He's shooting dildos from his bow and he's hitting them right in the butt.
No, but I had this nightmare where like I was just trying to escape a dude who was just gone mad with a bow and arrow or like a crossbow or something. I didn't know what it was. It was just that.
This is Most Dangerous Game.
Is it? I feel like
Yeah.
they use guns. Don't they use guns in Most Dangerous Game?
Well,
Well, you can use whatever you want.
yeah.
Hunter's choice.
But it's also, you ever see You're Next?
No.
I watched that a couple weeks ago. It's about this
What is it?
family that's like having dinner. And
Oh!
they're like the brothers are all dickheads to each other, and then just randomly during dinner, someone gets shot in the back with a crossbow through one of the windows.
Okay.
And then they all just have to congregate and be like, oh no, what's going on? Why would someone do this?
I think I saw that movie. I think I know the spoiler, but I don't want to say it.
Are they all in a mansion and trying to get inheritance or something?
Spoiler alert, yes.
Is there like there's like a shitty brother with some girlfriend, right? Or a daughter with a shitty boyfriend?
Yeah, so there's one of the brothers is like a real dickhead. He keeps judging
Knives
like,
Out.
all
Is
the
this Knives
people. No.
No, so this movie's just been done mad times.
Yeah, so the brother's just like a dickhead, and he's just like the one guy is a writer, so he's like he's a professor too, and dating one
Wow,
of his
this movie is literally 4 that I've already seen.
yeah, he's dating one of his former students. So then the dickhead brother's just like, oh, how'd you guys meet? And they're like, she was my student, but she's not now. And he's like, let's, say what you want. And he's like, it's a little unprofessional.
Is there?
And then he's just like, what'd you say? And he's like, oh, what? He's like, you said something. What did you say? And he's just like, it's a little bit unprofessional. That's all. And then they end up like fighting, and then they get shot in the back with an arrow.
There's 3 siblings, right?
It was entertaining.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something really terrifying about an arrow. It's so silent.
Yeah, arrows are terrifying.
Cupid is scary.
Also,
Yeah.
it takes more skill too. It's like any coward.
Be a
could-
silent killer.
Any coward could shoot a gun.
My horror movie would be about a man falling in love. That's it. Cupid's arrow.
So it's a rom-com?
No, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's about a man who gets married and has 2 kids. It's horror.
Let's unpack that. All right.
Yeah.
we bouncing up against time.
We got time.
We made a comment. We were doing X-rays, and someone made a comment about like not getting cancer and not wanting cancer and not wanting kids or something. They're like, I don't want cancer. I also don't want kids. The X-rays will make you, prolonged exposure over time.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that.
They'll nullify the eggs.
You don't want to go down that road.
Did you ever watch Kenny versus Benny?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've talked about it several times.
Did we talk about the X-ray thing? We talked about the X-ray thing.
I think we did.
All right. Well, anyway, anytime I go to anytime I get an X-ray done, I'm always just like, "This is safe, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, it's safe." I was like, "Why do you go behind that glass?"
Bro, the X-ray shit, it just is like it's so willy-nilly, it seems, of just like, oh, okay, like I can just I've just walked through this side of the door and I'm apparently fine. And like this one girl really freaked me out. She was like, yeah, one of the biggest things with x-rays is like they're really dangerous for your eyes. And like you're supposed to wear like eye protection, but just nowhere I've ever seen that. And so like whenever you do x-rays, make sure you close your eyes in the fucking x-ray thing.
Jeez.
Dude. And I'm always just like, why are they putting another poisonous thing on me? Why do I have two poisonous things in my body? Or
like,
on my body?
It's so weird to just be like, oh, you just go stand 3 feet away and then you're fine. And it's like, I don't know if I believe that or not.
Yeah. And also like, hey, you're fine, but just in case you're not, we're going to put this lead thing to cover all your vital organs, except for your brain. Your brain, we're going to leave out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No lead helmets.
Yeah, make sure you protect that thyroid.
That's my my horror movie. It's an X-ray technician who he just cranks the dial up on the X-ray thing every time he's X-raying people, and they all keep getting sick.
I can see to China.
It's just they all die like 2-3 years later. And nobody can correlate it back to this guy. He's just the X-ray murderer. Dude, like that's the thing about delayed gratification murder. It just doesn't hit the same, you know. You can't make that movie.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be scary. It's just gonna be like a guy just doing a bunch of X-rays, like doing dentist work or something. And
I'll kill this one.
and then, like 2 years later, he's just reading the obituary. He's like, got her.
Yeah.
Folds it back up.
Brain cancer.
Your teeth look fine.
The tagline is just smile.
Yeah, exactly.
You're dead in 2 years.
I guess a scary, like, are they gonna make? What's a scary dentist movie? Going to the dentist is scary.
There's what's
The Crentist.
Doctor Teeth, maybe something like
Yeah,
that.
because teeth was already taken.
There's a few scary.
Vagina dentata teeth.
Yeah, I think that's one.
Is that a dentist movie though?
No.
I didn't think so.
Well, you gotta be a dentist if you beat that thing.
The Dentist. Is that movie?
The Dentist Man. The Candy Man. The Candy Man and the dentist are in cahoots.
The one with the dentist looks like he's a dentist that installs like
Cable.
nails into your teeth and stuff like that, and like screws things into your gums. I'm pretty sure I've seen that before.
I don't think I mind eye stuff. I don't think I like teeth stuff.
The optician.
Optometrist.
But no, like
You're embarrassing me.
like seeing eye stuff in like a movie, like it doesn't like if I see a needle, if I see it got a lot of teeth, I don't know.
That's what movie is that where they have the?
Isn't that Clockwork Orange?
No. Well, they have.
Oh no, he's
his
just
eyes
got the
propped
fucking
open.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the one where the guy's trying to see through like the optometrist thing, and then it shoots the
Is that,
spikes into his eyes.
Not
Can't
what the
remember.
fuck's that movie? The heroin movie.
Panic in Needle Park.
No, the older movie.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, isn't that in Requiem for a Dream? Isn't there a needle in the eye?
Oh, there might be.
Eye stuff tweaks me out. I do not like eye stuff. I don't like, dude. Anything being slit, hate that. I hate needles. I hate anything like if it's done really well and like seemingly accurate to my dumb brain. And then I'm like, ooh, like, you know what I mean?
The most evil I get to feel every week at my job is every time I'm drawing up a vaccine and I get to like take the syringe out and stick it in the thing and I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
I love like sometimes you have like two little things and you got to roll them on your fingers. And you're just like looking at them like, yeah,
Time to give this dog Asperger's.
Get you.
This dog won't be sick for quite a while.
This dog's gonna yell out things in history class.
He's gonna be upset.
Fuck.
All right. Well, that might be our time. Seeing as how
Yeah, that might be our cue.
Instagram just gave us the cue. Man, look at them. Who's that?
Putting up a thing that somebody's post.
All right, we're wrapping it up here.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for listening. This has been a homegrown podcast called Butt Stuff. You can follow us on Instagram
Stuff your butt with butt stuff.
The Butt Stuff podcast. You can
Get
also find our
stuffed.
links to YouTube and Spotify through there.
Stuff heads.
Shout out to the stuff heads.
And be careful. Don't get spooky things happening to your eyes and teeth this season.
Yeah, don't get killed while you're in the shower. That shit would suck. We'll leave you with that.